Hello, hi, beautiful people of the world. How are you today? Welcome to my channel, Les Grands Créateurs, Great Creators. And this is a wonderful interview today that I'm really happy to do with a beautiful lady, beautiful soul. And just before, I want to tell you what is my channel about a little bit. So I've started this channel to inspire people, because um, I'm a person who loves all the life on the planet Earth. I'm an artist. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient. I'm an empath, and I love like the invisible. That's why I always say like rock and woo because the rock is my planet, my anchor, and woo is like where I really love to go. The invisible world and all that it's about. So, yes, so you will find all of those videos about a lot of subjects about spirituality, tarot, and I do those interviews called creative interviews, which in those I interview like wonderful and inspiring people in my community. What I do also in besides this channel, I do some guidance from soul to soul. So I connect to souls and I give some guidance to the person. Also, I do chakras harmonization. So this is a singing energy healing session. I give some message. I connect to trees and I receive some message. So I can do that for you if you have your tree that you want me to connect to, I can do that. So I also do oracles and tarot readings. And I'm a singer for events because, yes, I'm a singer. For years and years, I did that in my life. And I continue doing it like just for fun. It's not a career anymore, but I really enjoy doing it whenever I do it for special events, the events that I choose and that I have a heart for it. I will do it. And now it's time to present a beautiful lady. I want to read her bio. I won't say her name right now. I'll keep it for the end. So, energy work, crystal healing, sound frequency. She is a Reiki practitioner and sound healer. She believes that frequency healing is the way of the future. She has a lot of experience working with all kinds of people from all different walks of life. She's here to help support those who want to change for the better from the inside out. How wonderful. So, from being through many dark nights of the soul, addiction, abuse, homelessness on the streets of LA, two divorces, and trying to hold it together as a mom, she has lifted her spirit from dark, deep, and hold it together and dark, deep wounds. And she's here and ready to assist humanity into the next phase of freedom, higher self connection, and living in the heart center in accordance with the divine essence of who they truly are. Here goes JennyMay.
Yay, Natalie! Merci beaucoup for having me, mon amour. I thank you so much. That was beautiful. The way you just read that, like my French is so like on the edge right now and I just want to improve it, but like you did amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. When I read it first, I was like, "Oh, this going deep. It's not just a bio like this, enumerating everything you are. It has a soul to it." So I wanted to put a little, you know,
Like it's hard, because you're like, oh, can you give me just like a little like 5 or 10 lines? And I was like, okay, how can I? And I just like sort of meditated on that for a moment. And I was like, okay, there we go. That. Like,
perfect.
I'm always encompassed for that's like years in one little thing.
I know, but you will have the time to talk about you. So first, I want to ask you, how are you those days, JenniMay? How are you?
I honestly I feel like I'm in a better space in my life than I ever have been. And just because I knew this time was coming, like from a long time ago. Like I knew that this, like, it's kind of like I understood that I was here to like be in this time, and it's sort of like I'm excited about it, and I feel like I'm in a better position now than I ever was before, and I've been through like a lot of shit, and so it's like I see a lot of people going through a lot of shit now, but I knew that would like happen to a lot of people that didn't actually realize that what's happening, and like the energy is pushing up all this stuff for people, and they're going to have no choice but to look at it and to be faced with it.
I love
But
it.
I did it before, so I'm ready and prepared to like assist who needs assistance. Oh, there she is.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
yes. She likes to visit sometimes.
what's your name?
Galopin.
Galopin, you're so pretty.
She likes to visit, and I think she's giving her help to people.
Totally is. I feel that. I mean, she's a right, and like she's like absolutely like so sensitive to that.
Do you like animals? Do you have a cat or a dog?
I grew up with dogs, and I grew up with well, many dogs, but my mom she never liked cats. So once I aged and I was able to move out on my own, the first thing I got was a cat because I'm a huge cat lover. And like God bless my mom, it's just she had a trauma that happened to her when she was like in her 20s or something. Someone threw a cat at her, and the cat just like, I know it's so weird, like someone threw a cat at her and she was like, ah, and like it traumatized her. So she didn't love cats, but I'm a huge cat lover.
So
Have few, so
you're talking about when you were young and everything. So do you want to tell us a little bit of a story about you when you were young? How was it? I mean, in your family, because sometimes, not sometimes. I don't want to say always, but uh, it's so true that when people who likes to work in the spirituality or in this domain, healing or stuff like that, they it comes from a younger self. When you are young, some stuff are happening. I don't know for you. You want to explain a little bit what is who is JenniMay when she was young, and
my
if
God.
you had some experience about the invisible or anything when you were young, a little bit of a story about you. You're the star today.
Oh, thank you, babe. And like honestly, to everyone who's listening, like me and Natalie, we had conversations before, and I was like, I know this conversation's gonna be so like lovely because you have such a beautiful energy. And you make me feel really comfortable. So, okay, so I'll tell you, yes, I had a very strange childhood. Like, I grew up in front of a graveyard. And so it was like, I felt like, you know, the little girl from Poltergeist, Carol Ann? It was a little bit like that. I felt as though I was like a Grand Central Station or a portal for a lot of different energies coming in and out. And when I was really, really little, literally, like I had so many like ghost encounters, like sightings, like there was a lot that happened, you know? And it freaked me out. And my mom, like, I used to have like blood curdling screams, okay, in the middle of the night. Like, I'd be like, ah! Like, they were called, like, you know,
Night terrors?
night terrors. They were night terrors. And so my mom, she would wake up. This was like continuing for years, or at least for like until I was like 10. She'd come into my room and she would comfort me and she would like pat my back and but like I had night terrors for years. And then once I started to get older, I realized that I'm very sensitive to energies. And I guess like these energies were sensitive the fact to me. And I started going to psychics when I was like in my teens, and I started to try to learn things about myself and my own abilities. And basically, I had to go through a lot of different psychics and therapy and stuff like that to understand like why I'm seeing these things, why I'm so sensitive to all this shit, right? And then when I came to my 20s, you know, I started to like get a handle on stuff and sort of I got attracted to like Reiki and energy healing. And I was like, oh, I guess, you know, I need to go in that direction because there's something there. You know, I can feel energy, I can see stuff. So I started to explore all that. And I went to one woman who was a healer and like she helped me. She said to me, she was like, you are in charge of, you know, you have the power to like ground yourself, connect with higher energy, and not let like dark entities into your surrounding, you know? And so I started to like really practice that. And then I stopped having kind of like scary situations happen to me, like hauntings and like all this stuff. Cause I literally was haunted for like, I was being haunted. There was like energy attachments and all that stuff. And I had sleep paralysis that were unfucking believable. The sleep paralysis that I used to get, they were so debilitating that I would wake up in the morning and it literally took me like hours to like ground myself and like come back to my. And then I learned something else that if anyone out there that's watching this, if you're getting sleep paralysis or like those kind of entities attached to you, you should like first of all call on like high like Christ like one thing is Christ-like consciousness. I call him Christ-like consciousness and right away it helps me like I'm like catapulted out of it. And the other thing is like um I just connect with like love energy, right? Like love, and also the violet flame. The violet flame really helps me.
Totally. Totally. I resonate with what you are saying. I've heard those stories sometimes too from other people. And the question that I have is like, because just want to go back a little bit when you were young, and you had those experience and you didn't understand them. It was hard for you. And did you have, because you said you went to see psychologists and psychic people to help you, you know, but when you were young, is there was is there any people you could talk about that, or there was no surround, no family? Your mom, was she open a little bit about that?
As
I'm sorry. Okay, go because it got you.
for me, okay. It's a great question, babe. And like, I feel like my mom energy is here right now. My mom was a friggin' healer for me. She was everything. Like, she would come in when I have those night terrors every night. She would come, she would put her hands on my back. She was my healer. But like, her grandmother was a psychic woman. So, like, my great grandmother, whatever. So, like, there's all these like witchy women that run in my mother line. And my mom, she would just like come in my room and she'd be like, "It's okay. It's okay. Like, you're fine. You're surrounded by love." She would always say, "You're surrounded by love." So my mom was really like the go-to woman. Like, she helped me through all those situations. I had one situation where it was when I was 5 years old. It was a continuous dream, and it was like a clown that would come and hold my hand and take me down into my basement. And I was like, it was almost like it was an out of body experience, right? And I was like, no, I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. I was like 5. I'm like, no, I don't want to go down there. But I still had to go down there. And every time I would go down into the basement and I would talk to this clown. It was like John Gacy thing. It was so weird. Anyways, he would be like talking to me, and he would be talking to me through telepathic. And I would be standing there and I'd be like nodding my head. And then I'd be like, no, 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 I need to go back up to my bed. And then I'd get back up to my bed. And that's when I would start screaming to my mom, like, I don't want to see this person again. I would be like, ah, ah, ah. And she'd come for me every night. So she was, if you're asking me who was my healer in those times, it was my mom. But here's what I believe, Nat. That was from a past life because I was only 5 having those reoccurring dreams. It had to be from a past life. And I kind of remember at this time in my life, I do kind of remember that I was probably killed by a serial killer. I know it sounds crazy. And basically, I have a little bit of memories of that, but it was so traumatizing that I forgot a lot. But that's why I was having those reoccurring dreams, and it was insane. Only when I was like in my 20s did I really heal all that stuff.
Okay. And you had some wonderful people around you to help you about this
I
because,
the first and foremost, she really, really helped me. But then she was caught up with her own life with her husband, which is my dad. So I had to like find my own way, right? So I did. I literally started to like connect with I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, and I started to connect with God. Like, honestly, God energy, or whatever you want to call it, like source energy, has helped me out of so many situations. I've been in the bottom of the barrel. Like, I've been like done, like almost dead, and just like connecting with this energy and being like, I I still want to stay alive. Like, I love life. There's a part of me that still loves life. Like, and every time I have given my energy, my faith to that source energy, every time that it has always lifted me up. Every time. And I've told that to my daughter so many times. Like, no matter what situation you're in, if you reach out to that energy and you put your trust and your heart into that energy, it will always pick you up.
yes, of course, because you are light too, right?
Thank,
So if you are the light, you know,
thank
how
yeah,
how comes the light can't help you, because you are the light, You know, you
Yes.
are this little sparkle that is in this body right now. So, right?
So are you, babe.
So, do you want to talk also a little bit about because why I want to do this is because I want to go somewhere with you
Okay.
because yes, we have heard a bit about your childhood, and then you said that you went through all of those dark night of the souls, and this was after you went to see some psychologists and some psychic people to help you, or it was after because you said you were at a one point homeless in LA. You went through a lot of stuff. I mean, divorces. And so, do you want to talk a little bit about those dark night of the souls? Because I think it's important because, it's not because we really want you to tell those darks. It's not like that. It's because, some people will listen to you and they will see themselves in you and they will see you right now and they will be inspired and they will be like, oh my gosh, okay, I can be in those dark side that night, but I can get out of it. You can inspire people. So you want to talk a little bit about that and how you came out of it, kind of one
Absolutely.
or two experience. It's like you want maybe one experience that was very hard for you that you want to share.
So, absolutely. And I want to share this because it's important for people to realize like, no matter what dark point they're at in their lives, if they have a little bit of glimpse of like possibility, or they want to keep going, that and I feel as though everyone is born good and everyone like I really do. Everyone is born pure. Everyone is born.
Yes, I do feel that too.
And so it's like, and then like this realm that we live in, this third dimensional, this experience, and like I do believe like, oh, dimension, like all this, but at the same time, we do live in this. Okay. And
Yes. Yes.
so so I'll tell you one story where um and that was one of those moments, and it wasn't when I was younger, it was more like I was, in my 30s and stuff. But I went through my second divorce and I found myself in a really weird time, and I was holding together an apartment, okay, for myself and my daughter, and I really wanted, and it was a $3,000 apartment in California. Okay, but he left and then I was stuck with it. I could have gotten money from, but I whatever, I let it go. I was just like, okay, I'll try to make this happen myself. And so my daughter was just about to graduate from high school, and I really wanted to hold it together. So I did. And then she graduated, and I was like, I told her, I said, my love, I need you to go live with your uncle for a bit. And I begged my brother, I was like, please let her stay because I'm out of a place and I'm going to have to live in a car for a bit. And not only that, I was sort of a little bit addicted to some drugs at the moment. Okay. And I was like, I was embarrassed, right? And not only that, I couldn't keep the place. I had to go tell my daughter to go live with her uncle. And I'm just like, I'm fucked. I'm up shit's creek, right? So I'm like, so I go off on my own. I'm like, go live with your uncle. She's like, Mommy, where, like, I'm living in the car. I'm living in the car. And she was like, okay. But she was in school, told her to go live there. So I went off on my own. I started doing drugs on my own, and I was like I was going from my car. I was like trying to find parking spots in LA right? It's really hard to like find places to park. You always have to move your car because there's so many people living in their car there, homeless. So I'm like going from one place to another place every night. And I'm like smoking, I'm doing my drugs, right? And one time, like I had, it was a dark night of this, like really, really dark. And I started to like, I don't know, I had like chest problems, breathing problems. And I was like, I could have been going into an overdose, but I was like, I didn't know. But, I sort of went into like not a coma, like a passed out kind of energy, right? And I was like, okay. And I saw myself kind of like coming out of my body. And I'm like, okay, do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to like get out of this? And it was a moment where I was just like, okay, I love my life. I love my daughter. I love this life. And that, like, it was just like a moment of turning shit around for myself. Like I might have been going into an overdose. I don't know, Nat, but it felt like that. Okay. And I was like, no, I love this life. I want to keep living. I have something to give. I have something to give. And I was like, no, love, 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 love. I have something to give. I have something to give. And like, I started to like turn myself around. Right. And after that, like, honestly, like, my whole life started to change. Like, it was one of those, it was probably like, it was one of those awakenings.
Awakening.
It was like a major awakening, but through like really bad like situation. But it was a huge awakening. And I remember the next day going outside and like I was parked near the ocean and I was just like it was like stripped. I wasn't stripped naked, but I was like stripped naked emotionally, right? I'm just like standing outside. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so done. I'm just like shedding my skin, releasing shit. I'm like, okay, like I'm ready to like walk into a new life right now.
Wow.
That was a huge moment because I was homeless in the car for several months, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I even had someone that tried to like was following me and trying to like it was crazy. So that was the turning point where I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
God, source, whatever you want to call it, just help me because I was like, no, I'm still wanting to do something good in my life.
exactly. In those times, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people tell that they don't have anything to grasp on because they think that they are the bad one, and they think that nobody will help, nobody will want, stuff like that. So um how did you get to the point that because you felt something, you felt God, you said, uh, but you were very very deep, going deep down, but you had this the experiment, like almost kind of you almost maybe died or of it, so but
Fine.
what is the thing that you, at that point, what would you were thinking, what was in your heart and that made you say that no, no, is it because you were afraid to suffer? Is it because you were afraid to lose what you have started here? What is the, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but
And I love the question. It was no. In fact, being afraid to suffer the opposite. Like I wanted to suffer. Like I was like, oh yeah, I was all about suffering. Why did I do that to myself? I was like, give me the suffering because I deserve to suffer, right? So it's like the moment that switch, I have to tell you, it was just like it's honestly my daughter and like like my daughter for sure, like she has helped me keep going in my life. There's no doubt about it. And she did reach out to me the day before, and that was a huge turning point. I forgot to mention that. She was like, "Mommy," she texted me. She was like, "Mommy, what are you doing?" Like, and I was embarrassed, right? I was embarrassed because I was addicted to drugs at the time. And so I was completely broken. So then that night I did more drugs, whatever, and that almost having an overdose. I had her vision and it was like, it's something mystical, right? It's something like beyond, but it was a moment in time where I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I have to lift my spirit. Like I'm way better than this. Like there's, and it's just like this aspect of me that was like, no, you got to keep going. And my daughter is like a huge part of it. Her texting me and being like, "Mommy, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, where are you? No one has heard from you, And it was like, and it made me do more drugs that night, and then it made me almost have an overdose, and then I have that fucking moment of like, awakening. It just like it's so. I've never even told anyone this, so I want to tell it to your show and you, Nathalie, because like I feel it's important. I just need to like be
Yeah.
real.
Thank you. I'm very touched by it, and I'm very I'm emotional. I'm an emotional person, so oof.
I know. No, listen, like my daughter, like she honestly like saved my life a couple of times, so
Thank you for being so honest and true, because that's what I love about people. Be true, be who you are.
no, thank you for saying that. So
And
can you hear?
I want to tell you again, thank you, JennyMay, for opening up like this. It's going to help so many people in that situation in life. And what I want to go with this, it's because, um, I know that this is in me. I feel and I know it's kind of a knowing. It's not a thinking. It's a knowing that we are coming here right now on this planet. We decided to come here. We decided, we choose which path we were going to take. We have chosen also what kind of hardship we would have to go through in this life. We have chosen before coming here, like not everything and all of the details about it, but we knew what we would have to work on, right? So the question is, why do you think right now in your body here now, connecting to your soul and your heart, your beautiful soul and beautiful heart, why do you think you have chosen this path? And then now that you are who you are and you had going through all of this and can help so many people because of this, but why do you think you have chosen this? And now how do you feel about who you are right now?
I love it, Nat. I love it's kind of like because I'm kind of an abstract person too. So it's like I think it honestly like I had some times when I left my hometown for like many years, and then I came back here to specifically in 2020 to take care of my mom who was passing away from she had like early onset Alzheimer's. And I was like, well, my daughter's grown up and I had to come back here. Not I had to, I wanted to, okay? And take care of her. And I took care of her. I was beside her every single friggin' day for like 2.5 years. And I realized a lot of things through that. And I realized that I had some certain nights where I would just, after she was in bed or whatever, and I would leave and I would go for long, long walks. Okay. And I'm telling your audience the truth. I would microdose a little bit and I would, my mind would just like open a bit more. And I walked past the hospital I was born at, and like, this is really weird. I saw my soul come down into that hospital because my mom had like four miscarriages before I was born, and they thought they would have to adopt, and I had these moments like after putting my mom to bed. I'm already like, this is crazy, my life. Oh my God, I'm looking after my mom who's like freaking dying right beside me. And I went for these walks and I literally saw my soul. I fall into the Lakeshore Hospital, and like I saw that I actually was like a volunteer. I was like, oh, I'm I just like jumped out. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I need to go to be there for that woman. Like I need to go, and my dad too, but and I feel as though I'm one of those waves of like volunteer. Honestly, like I'm not a victim. I went through all that shit because I called upon it to like expand my soul even more or whatever. So I'm happy everything that I went through, I'm really happy about it. And like in 2001, I started really going down the rabbit hole of like spirituality, like more than ever, right? And I was like, even like I don't know, like so many spiritual people. I can't really name names right now, but I was reading like, I don't know, like Dwayne, that dude, and like the guy, the flower guy, like the
I don't know this guy, but we'll check after. Maybe if you remember, you will send me a message and we will put the link down.
well, and also like Abraham Hicks and everything. Like I started going down the rabbit hole of all that, and I like my whole like being started to like. But anyways, so looking after my mom, I realized a lot of things. I'm a volunteer. I have to be. That's why I'm here. And now, but I already had a feeling years ago that I would be doing work for people. I took my Reiki and I took my quantum touch years ago. That was like after I had my baby. It was like 2002. I took my quantum touch and I took but I was already like, I already had the ability, right? It was just like, I was like, oh, to be legit, I guess I should get a certificate. Like,
People
no,
wants to see papers.
yeah, exactly. But I knew I could already put my hands on someone's body or feel into their energy and know where to move the energy and all that. Like I knew from a long time ago, but I just wanted to do those courses just to like, you know, validate a little more. And so fast forward to now, after mom passed away in 2023, it's like a huge push to this world even more. Like I feel like my mom is behind my back and like, but I was doing it years ago. It's just like now we're in a time when, oh yeah, in 2010, I had a YouTube channel and I was doing healing energy and in front of my paintings and all this weird shit. And like, and I got like a lot of people like making comments and like bullying me and shit. And I'm like, I don't know. They're like like what are you doing, like it was just like bullying, and so it wasn't the right time, and I feel like now it's the right time, so I feel like
Yes, because you have a beautiful channel. You have a beautiful channel, and you should go get see this, guys, because she's doing energy work with crystals, and she's always like the videos I saw. You were like in nature.